Hello and welcome back to the Dada Show. This is your guy Obi as usual. Chelsea nil, Tottenham Hotspur is nil. That's the game we're going to talk about. We're going to give player ratings to both teams, and of course, just a few key talking points coming out of that game. The first key talking point is that it was a game. It was a very, very close game over few chances. Few chances were created, but even so, the chances that were created, they were not taken. Yeah. So we saw Tammy Abraham wasting a couple of chances that he was supposed to have buried, and of course many fans are coming out just saying, Tammy Abraham is a good striker, but he has to work on his timing and positioning, because in a close game like this, you don't waste chances. The very few you get, just like what he got, he was supposed to score and maybe kill the game at that point. But he's a young lad. He's learning. He has a lot of time to do this, but he was supposed to do better, to be told. And so, like I said, a few chances were created. There was another chance for Tottenham Hotspur. Lo Celso, Lo Celso also could have killed the game right at the end of the match. Jose Mourinho could have walked away from Stamford Bridge with all 3 points. But again, the two managers have come out. They're saying they are not complaining. They are satisfied with that kind of result, because whatever instructions they gave their players, the instructions were really effected properly. And whether you can also ask that who was more happier, okay, for coming out from this match. But I think Jose Mourinho was a happier manager, because he was playing away. And looking at the Chelsea team, Chelsea was a better team for the better part of that game. Chelsea was a better team. They commanded the midfield pretty well. And of course, what saved Tottenham is actually the setup. We saw what Hojbjerg, the new recruit from Southampton, what he could do. He actually finished. He cut out every kind of threat coming from Chelsea's midfield, and so that was a brilliant performance from Hojbjerg. And so what another thing is that even though Frank Lampard has come out and say he's happy with the performance, whatever instructions he gave to his players, they were effectively conducted, effectively put into practice. But I know deep down he was the favorite in this match, so he must be disappointed not to have won this match. But the good thing is that he never lost the match. So that was a clean sheet for both teams. That was another good performance. So Tottenham are still top of the league. Chelsea are third. Yeah, Chelsea are third. Another thing is that what I liked about this match is that there was a reason why Jose Mourinho likes Hojbjerg, the new recruiter from Southampton. That guy is one guy who is a no-nonsense in the low blocks, and is one guy who is really committed. I would say that all players were committed, but this guy, particular one, was the reason why Tottenham never conceded. That's the reason why Tottenham never lost this match. And so the Jose Mourinho experience and the belief he has communicated to his players is really paying out, because you could see players playing not trying not to be so exposed, playing so carefully but also technically. That was Jose Mourinho communication that was playing part there. And so Tammy Abraham, like I've said, he wasted a couple of chances, and he needs to do more with his positioning. Truth be told, those chances never come by that easily, and so And I believe if it were what is his name, Oliver Giroud, those chances, either one or both of them, they were supposed to end up at the back of the net. But it is what it is. The game has been finished. Now we are focusing on the next game, and so I'm going to run through a few what do you call them, player ratings. I'm going to start with Chelsea. Edouard Mendy, I'm going to give him a 7. Of course, he had some decent saves earlier. We know that save from Serge Aurier gives him a very, very good position. He's a good guy. You saw him coming out to save N'Golo Kante when he misjudged a pass. Maybe that could have ended in the back of the Chelsea net. So Edouard Mendy, I'm going to give him a 7. Reece James, I'm going to give him a 7. Of course, the few crosses, dangerous crosses, which were never converted. Kurt Zouma, I'm going to give him a 6 because his positioning was very good. He kept Harry Kane out of the game. Ben Chilwell, I also give him a 6 because he tried to give Chelsea an outlet at the left, but it all ended up in a draw. N'Golo Kante 6, he cleaned up well, and I saw, of course, he kind of misjudged some passes there, but he's one guy who helped Chelsea at least maintain a clean sheet. Mateo Kovacic, right? Mateo Kovacic, how can I rate him? I'm going to give him a 6. Yeah, I want to give him a 6 because he did his defensive work pretty well. He had of course he couldn't impact the match anyway, but defensively he looked good. And Hakim Ziyech, I want to give him a 6. He was really not given space to express himself, and he was really, he tried a few crosses, but it never worked out. But that was the setup from Mourinho, and so Tammy Abraham, I'm also give him a 6. He could have done better, like I've said. Timo Werner, of course, he had a goal ruled out. Maybe he had some great crosses. Just a 6. So generally, it is a 6 for me, for like everyone apart from Mendy. What about Tottenham? Hugo Lloris's brilliant save from Mason Mount. That was a good and decent save. So I'm going to give him a 6. Sergio Aurier 7. He threatened. He almost scored. He really ran he ran riot on Chilwell. Had not been Chilwell been so keen and so attentive. That game, Sergio Aurier was on steroids on that match. Joe Randon, of course, the first Premier League start for him. I think he did well. He headed and cleared plenty of crosses, and that was a good start from him. I also give him a 6. Eric Dyer, of course, almost caught out gambling at some crosses, but still, he did a good job. Sergio Reguilon, of course, Eric Dyer, I'm giving him a 6. Sergio Reguilon 6. He offered some threat going forward, but it did not happen. No goals were involved, so just a 6. Emile Hojbjerg, I'm going to give him a 7. He bowls the midfield, and it was the reason why Tottenham never conceded a goal. And so I like him already, and that's the reason why like I said, that's the reason why Jose Mourinho likes this guy. Musa Sissoko 6. He, of course, he helped to close a few spaces. Chelsea being a midfield, having a stronger midfield, they were not able to find clear spaces in the midfield to get that killer pass up front. And so I'm going to give him a 6. Son, I don't think he had a good game. He was kept quiet most of the time. I'm going to give him a 5. Ndombele 6. Of course, he got subbed off in the second half. Of course, he did not have the best of his games, but I'm also going to give him a 5. Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Stephen Bergwijn. He was the brightest of all the players in the Tottenham squad. So he offered a lot of threat going forward, and he worked really very hard. I'm going to give him a 7. Harry Kane, 6. He had the most of the quiet outings, not so much, but he tried to play safe. I think that was the instruction. Sorry, and of course, he did not have a lot of service. Maybe he could have scored, but the game was well read by both teams. And so, what about the managers? Jose Mourinho, I'm going to give him a 7, and of course, Frank Lampard, I'm going to give him a 7. Yeah, so that's even for me. And so that's it for me. I don't know whether you have any comment about my player ratings. If you have any, please put them in the comment section below. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so, because it's important so that we can have the channel grow. There are many privileges we are not able to get because we haven't had the numbers yet, but we still believe in the process. Thank you, and take care wherever you are.